The man used a short knife to sharpen one end of a wooden stick. Once he felt it was sharp enough, he bent down and stuck the stick into a groove, using it as a handle to start pumping. He began to move it back and forth. Seawater inside the yacht was soon being pumped out by hand, but with only one outlet, there was no way to remove all the water quickly. The older man soon got so tired he lay down on the deck, but his hands kept working non-stop. Even though his arms were numb, he had no choice but to keep pumping. He worked from morning until evening, and finally, all the water was out of the cabin. After using a mop to soak up the last of the moisture, a slight look of relief appeared on his face. But he still had more work to do. The large hole in the boat had to be fixed. Taking advantage of the clear weather, he quickly poured glue into a bucket and stirred the brown liquid hard until the two substances were fully mixed. Then he used a brush to apply the mixture to the damaged area of the boat. To test if the homemade glue would hold, he had to wait 2 hours. Having worked non-stop, he could barely stay awake. So he grabbed a can of food and started wolfing it down. Once he'd eaten and drunk enough, he saw that the glue was working. He tied a rope to himself and stuck fiberglass fabric over the hole. The once giant crack was now completely sealed up. Next, he returned to the deck. Looking at the repaired boat, he set it upright again. Even when the patched area was underwater, there was no sign of leaking. The rescue work was finally done, and the man could finally relax. Feeling relieved, he even cooked himself a meal inside the cabin. But just as he was about to enjoy the food, it started to drizzle. He immediately felt something was wrong and rushed to the deck. Sure enough, dark clouds were gathering in the distance. He quickly went back to the cabin and put on a life jacket. After preparing everything, he climbed back onto the deck to take protective measures in case the yacht got overturned by wind and waves. But with such bad weather out on the open sea, just one big wave was enough to send both the man and the yacht into the water. In this emergency, the man stayed calm. He followed the yacht's mast and slowly swam upward. Thanks to buoyancy, the overturned yacht soon flipped upright again. The man climbed back on board and collapsed on the deck, gasping for air. It was no longer safe to stay here, so he took out a compressed life raft and pushed it into the sea. Once the raft floated far enough, he pulled the cord hard. The raft inflated automatically and slowly unfolded. Then he dragged the raft to the side of the boat. After glancing one last time at the broken yacht, he jumped onto the raft without hesitation. Now the man could only curl up in a corner and quietly wait for the storm to pass. The next morning, the exhausted man finally woke up, but when he unzipped the raft, he saw the yacht could no longer hold on. It was sinking fast and he could see it going down with his own eyes. From this moment on, his journey adrift at sea had truly begun.